Living abroad sounds like a dream until the bill arrives. And that moment, that first month when you add everything up and realize your money either goes way further than you expected or disappears faster than it ever did back home, that moment changes everything. Welcome back to Second Homeland. I am so glad you are here for episode 4 because today we are getting into the stuff nobody fully prepares you for before the move. We are talking real cost of living, not the tourist version, not the glossy expat blog version. The actual numbers that hit your bank account every single month when you are living your life in a new country. Before we get into it, quick recap for anyone just joining the series. Episode 1, we talked about why people are choosing to move abroad in the first place. Episode 2 covered how to pick the right country for your lifestyle. Episode 3 was all about visas and the legal groundwork. And now in episode 4, we are pulling back the curtain on money. Because here's the truth. You can pick a perfect country, you can get all your paperwork sorted, and you can still completely misjudge your budget and end up stressed out instead of thriving. So let us start with something important. Cost of living is not one number. People love to say, oh, this city is cheap or that country is expensive. And while those broad strokes carry some truth, the reality is your cost of living is deeply personal. It depends on where inside a country you choose to live, the lifestyle you want to maintain, whether you have kids, whether you have health conditions, whether you like eating out or cooking at home. All of it matters. So what I want to do today is break it down into the major categories so you can actually think through your own situation rather than just borrowing someone else's budget. Housing. This is almost always your biggest expense no matter where you land. And the range is enormous. In certain parts of Southeast Asia, you can rent a genuinely comfortable apartment for a fraction of what a studio costs in a major Western city. In parts of Western Europe or Australia, that math gets a lot tighter. What people often overlook is the upfront cost. Many countries require large deposits, sometimes 2 or 3 months of rent paid before you even move in. Factor that into your relocation budget from day one. Food is where things get genuinely exciting for a lot of people moving abroad. If you are willing to eat locally, meaning buying ingredients at local markets, eating at neighborhood restaurants rather than international chains, your food costs can drop dramatically. The mistake people make is recreating their exact diet from home in a new country. Imported goods cost more. Period. That jar of peanut butter or that specific brand of pasta might be 3 times the price it was back home. Eat like a local and your wallet will thank you. Transportation is next, and this one is surprisingly easy to manage in most of the popular expat destinations. Many cities around the world have excellent public transit systems that cost a tiny fraction of what owning and maintaining a car costs. If you are moving from a place where car ownership is essentially a mandatory, switching to buses, trains, or even motorbikes in some parts of the world can save you hundreds every single month. Healthcare deserves its own conversation entirely, and we will do a full dedicated episode on this later in the series. But for now, what you need to understand is that in many countries, foreigners can access public healthcare systems either through contributions or residency. And in other countries, private insurance is genuinely affordable by Western standards. The key is never to assume. Research your specific destination because the gap between what healthcare costs in different countries is one of the most significant financial variables you will encounter. Now let us talk about the thing that surprises almost every single person who moves abroad. Hidden and unexpected costs. Things like setting up your home from scratch, bank transfer fees that eat into your income every month, the cost of staying connected with family and friends back home, whether that is flights or subscriptions or gifts, language classes if you need them, visa renewal fees, and legal costs that come around yearly. None of these are enormous on their own, but together they add up to a real number that you need to account for. Here's a framework that I find really useful. Divide your budget into 3 layers. Layer 1 is your non-negotiables, housing, food, utilities, healthcare, transportation. Layer 2 is your lifestyle layer, things that make life enjoyable and sustainable, going out, hobbies, travel within your new region. Layer 3 is your buffer and future layer, savings, emergency fund, one-time costs, and the flights home you will definitely take more than you planned. Build all 3 layers into your planning and you will not be caught scrambling. One more thing before we wrap up today, and it is the psychological side of money abroad. Your perception of money changes when you move countries. If you earn in a strong currency and spend in a weaker one, you can feel wealthy in a way that encourages you to spend more loosely. And if the opposite is true, you can feel stressed in ways that have nothing to do with actual scarcity. Understanding your relationship with money in this new context is genuinely important for your mental health and your long-term success living abroad. So what is the action item for this week? Before your next research session, I want you to write down your current monthly spending in every category we talked about today. Be honest. Then do the same exercise for your target country using current data, not blog posts from 5 years ago. The difference between those two columns is going to tell you a lot. Next episode, we are getting into something that is on absolutely everybody's mind when they move abroad. Banking, taxes, and how to actually manage your money across borders without losing your mind or a significant chunk of it to fees. You do not want to miss that one. Hit subscribe if you have not already. Drop your questions in the comments below, and I will see you in episode 5 of Second Homeland.